The sizzling sausage, studs on cement, sport in the crisp wintry air. When the drawbridge goes up, see the absolute state of it. You're with Pez and Higgos, it's the circus.
Kylie confirmed. Afternoon grand final confirmed. Seabold sacked. Carlton stacks. And Super Rugby debuts for Zach Lomax. Middle Eastern war mean punters are being gouged at the Bowser. While Tiger's having some car troubles of his own again. And Andrew Bogut can't hear with these damn headphones on. Gather round Masters Week, Easter Sunday, a feast for the eyes, hearts and minds of all like-minded individuals that just want to give it up and let it all wash over them. While Italy still can't make a World Cup, the Socceroos make you sick with an away jersey that wouldn't make Jesus want to crawl back out of his cave. There's Boys Actually, what's getting you hot crust buns, NFL on the MCG, Rugby League on your TV, and everything else in between. Welcome back to the circus for another week of sports-filled fun, Sam Perry.
I actually thought you, and that wonderful tones to hear, by the way. I speak on behalf of everybody. I thought you were about to welcome yourself back to the circus because you do return to the circus, the flagship show in this entertainment venture, which is how we've always conceived of it, as a father. So congratulations. Obviously.
Thank you.
I have to offer these congratulations across every vertical.
That's the third time now.
Yeah, that's right. The Indian audience, the Anglo cricket audience, the Shield nonces, and now the circus.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, in that order, by the way. But you return as a father.
That's right.
And everybody knows that players normally get a bump in a bag. No,
that's how this whole thing started.
They normally have a bump in performance after they become a father because, as they often say, I guess it just puts things into perspective. Now, have you thought about playing sport since becoming a father just to see if you play better?
Now's the moment where it's like, you know what? Now I think about it, the knees are actually in better health than when I stopped playing.
You might get on the field and just see things a bit. I mean, let's say football, you know what I mean?
Okay,
or soccer, you know?
Yeah. Head on a swivel stuff, all of a sudden 360.
Just scanning a little bit better and just seeing movements, anticipating a little bit better, just because life is in perspective. No sleep, obviously. But
somehow the first touch is better knowing that your dick works.
My penis works. I have the certitude I need to play sport. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not just perspective. It's like my cock is in order.
That's right. Man on. That's my son.
That's what you named your son?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man on Higgins. No, come on.
Hey, come on.
Anyway, welcome back. The place is in working order, I believe. The circus. It wasn't drowned. It wasn't bent over.
Fantastic to have obviously Huey on anytime Huey's available. Dan Connell as well. Helped us out in the past with opening a show during the summer. No, it's all been going swimmingly, I would say.
If I was talking.
If I was talking.
But I'm not.
Yeah, or had listened to the show.
Well, speaking of talking, let's see what the punters have to say this week.
Okay.
Anthony Seibold is now a disgraced former coach of a team that was sitting at the bottom of the table. Maybe you can join the attack coaches at the Bulldogs.
No Mooney, no Brown, no Ponga, no problem. The Knights are flying.
Yeah.
Is anybody selling grand final tickets? Because I need some.
I'm sitting here at Seabus Stadium on the Gold Coast, having flown up from Sydney to watch the Dragons put on the absolute worst performance ever recorded in rugby league history. Yeah. Can I donate my brain to science?
You know what's getting me hot? The petrol prices the last time the fucking Dragons won was $1.57. Fuck me.
Jock Madden.
I'm not sure how the Tigers will go without Jerome Luai, their captain and chief energy officer.
Well, that aged well, didn't it? Tigers, big win in Auckland. Benji Marshall bringing that Wahanu energy. The boy from Whakatane. Tigers, top 8, let's go.
What's getting me hot? The big X, Tristan Xerri, wiping his blood all over. Andy McGrath, big 210cm brute of a human, dispatching 140cm midget. All because the midget called him a cocksniff. A weak cunt. Talking of weak cunts, what about Bazball? 4-1. Fuck off.
It's happened again. It's happened again. Same old Italy. It's happened again.
Well,
Tell you what's not getting me hot is me 12 years ago thinking, I wonder what Premier League team I should support. Let's look back through the family lineage. We're from Tottenham. How good.
What's getting me hot, boys, is Kylie Minogue, grand final day, before Max Holmes is 30-2 and Geelong win the flag by 50.
The Eagle fucking rock. I've got me a power boner, boys.
I've got a shin boner again. Ooh.
Boys, what's getting me hot is the prospect of Papa Higgos back in the hot seat again with Pezza. It's just how it should be. Everything is in order.
Yeah, you know what's getting me hot, boys? It's Daddy Higgos returning to the circus.
What? What's doing with these voices? You've had a few weeks off and that's done, yeah.
What's happened? What's happened to the audience?
The show evolves.
Okay.
Everyone's doing their Buzz Rothfield impressions.
Yeah,
since
okay.
we started doing
Okay,
it.
of course. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
And
I'm
then
catching up.
People got shin boners and
Right.
It's just it's the way things move.
No, that's good. I think it's a pretty good, finger on the pulse, checking the temperature of the nation, orally perhaps this time.
Yep.
I would like to start with the confirmation upon weeks of whispers and rumour mongering about who will present the grand final entertainment for us this year at about 2 p.m. on grand final day here in Melbourne. And it is Kylie Minogue, indeed a Melburnian herself. Whereabouts are the Minogues from in Melbourne?
Oh, that's a question. I don't know.
The suburb matters.
Sandringham in my head.
Yeah,
but I think I'm
Sandy?
mixing that up with Shane Warne, who knocked around there.
Got it, okay.
I think. Actually, no. What by that I mean Brad Hodges Cricket Club.
Right, okay,
Yeah,
yes. Chuck, whilst you're, flicking switches, flicking beans, would you mind trying to source the...
Caufield South.
Caufield South,
of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
A lot of great arts come from there.
Wait, did you look that up? Or did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
You knew it. Okay. Fair enough. Anyway, so Kylie confirmed. We're all very excited about that. That's going to be a show. Now, Jared Waitley, talking to Ross Lyon, said that it will be a mistake to not have a nighttime grand final after, of course, the NRL beat the AFL in viewership numbers in the 2025 season, 4.46 million to 4.18 million. Jared says, you know what, it'll be a mistake if that keeps happening. Now, my perspective on this, Pezza, if I may, about the nighttime versus daytime grand final, fuck trying to fucking pander to play a sport for the semi-interested. One of the worst mistakes in rugby league history for me is moving it to a nighttime grand final. You know what's one of the great days on a calendar? Afternoon, families gathering, communities coming together, mates meeting at the pub and sinking piss when the sun is up and your team is in a grand final. Afternoon grand finals, barbecues. That's what this nation was built on. Don't fucking pander your sport to the semi-interested. Oh, I'll watch it if it's on at 7:30. Fuck that. Okay? Fuck the battle between AFL and NRL. One of the most beautiful days in AFL is the afternoon grand final. You know what's great about this city is the connection it has to this sport. Sure, it can't laugh at itself, okay? And that in itself needs to be poked fun at. The city is humorless in so many ways, but the sport and the connection that it has to this city is a great and beautiful thing. Keep the afternoon grand final. Fuck pandering to people that don't even like the fucking sport.
And while we're at it, after that wonderful long run from you, it was the AFL who was leaking to its own media. Yeah, that's right, its own media, that Kylie was refusing to play unless it was a twilight or nighttime grand final in a cynical effort to convince and persuade fans that the grand final, this cultural ritual, should be shifted because that's what Kylie wants. And as Australians, of course, if Kylie wants something, we give it to her, right?
Kylie wants,
Now,
Kylie gets.
What Kylie wants, Kylie gets, and I'm fully for that.
Danny to a lesser extent.
However, Kylie has since put paid to that bullshit by saying, yeah, I'll play.
Yeah.
I'll play in the day, and it'll be a fucking great show too.
I'm from Caufield
South.
He saved the boys, actually. I completely agree with you. Sorry, I'm speaking in past tense because I have been listening to AFL 360 and watching.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wouldn't look. A couple of things you need to understand about the AFL, and just, you know, the business with them is as I said on 360 here. If the AFL loses to the NRL Grand Final for the next 2 years, it will have been a mistake. Right now, with all of that woke snowflake bullshit you were just espousing around at barbecues and whatever fucking 1800s ideas you have. There. Have you considered the bunts factor and the way you might be able to invest back into the AFL?
Yeah, I forgot about the value of ads during 3/4 time.
Yeah.
If it's a tight tussle.
Have you noticed the AFL media like fucking bending itself over and contorting itself to explain to the punters why a twilight and nighttime grand final would be so great? No normal person talks like this about the game.
No.
This is not what normal people think, right? Like they are completely fucking pilled on the business of the game,
right?
The armchair commercial tycoon perspective, which is also driven by their bosses, because presumably, better ratings, more bunts, better salaries, more money for the people inside the industry. Does absolutely nothing for the fan. The fan is bent over. The fan is who loves the game, is the last person thought of in this situation. For all these people here going like, I might be able to get my kid through a private school and take a bit of money off my mortgage, right? Might be able to run a few more ads to older people who drink, but kids won't get to watch the grand final. Normal people who like barbecues won't get to watch the grand final. Kylie will play at any point. At any point.
Breakfast show, if need be.
I commend the AFL for pushing back against this fucking bullshit.
Completely agree.
Just a daytime grand final.
Yep.
Well, it's a special thing.
Can I couple that with
Freddie couples?
Can we all agree that the start of the AFL season is now an absolute fucking dog's breakfast? Because they've got themselves in an absolute kerfuffle with what rugby league is doing with like when they're playing their games, where they're playing their games. Now let's fucking try and play the games when rugby league's out of town now, and let's have a round 0 and an opening round, and then guys are having buys in week 1. It's ridiculous. This obsession with like the other sport is such fucking garbage that no one actually cares about. How many people get upset that like we're talking about AFL now that are rugby league fans, and when we talk about rugby league in 10 minutes, the AFL fans are getting upset. None of these people talk to each other. They don't fucking care.
Do you think the AFL, because when you add this in to the fact that the defense is dead in AFL and all they want is fast scoring. They just want lanes of scoring, kind of like T20 cricket.
Right.
Once again, sport for the semi-interested. Would you suggest the game's going to the dogs a little bit, who are playing well?
The Western,
the AFL's concerning itself with a bit of a cock show. It's a cock-off with Vlandis.
Yeah.
It's got its knickers in a twist in a cock-off with Vlandis in relation to opening round, in relation to a grand final being in the day or at night. It's now pursuing fast scoring, etc. Has the game just become so like successful that it's just looking for new ways to have sex? It's just developing kinks that are unhealthy for it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I suppose you see this as well with minutiae rule changes that ended up fucking like larger parts of the game, or like trying to bring in like a DRS equivalent or VAR equivalent is helpful in some regards, but then you see, of course, It's not perfect because on the weekends, like Adelaide gets shafted for the first time ever in an AFL game with an umpire decision at the end where the Geelong player gets a touch on it, it's not reviewed, etc. So, I guess like they're just, that like Andrew Dillon's going to India for some reason. These little fucking like the game is in good health. The game is in good health, and like if you make the fans that really love the game make it love it even more by just sticking true to the essence of that sport and the community that it's supposed to represent, I reckon it'd be good.
They're over juicing it. Too much juicing is turning into a puree.
Yeah. Too many peptides.
Now blokes are smearing blood on each other's face. It's gone. It's AFL's. It doesn't know what to do.
Right.
This is what happens when you just play a game in the corner of the world that no one else wants to play. It's like, I don't know what fucking else to do now. I got,
But I think that should be celebrated.
Exactly.
It should remain.
Just enjoy what you've got. But that goes against business principles.
It does go against the business
principles. You got to grow to survive.
Yeah.
You got to change or die.
Right.
Or be changed or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question.
Please take the cotton buds out of your mouth before you continue on.
Michael Voss and Brad Scott, do you stick fat or swing the axe? Does that get you back to where you want to be? Mate, do you stick fat? Do you stick fat?
It does help when you think about fuck Vossi was a good player. And it looks incredible in a polo. We have remained true to that statement. He looks incredible in a polo. I don't know what the metrics are. I don't know what size it is. If it's a
he'd be benching fucking incredible numbers.
Fridge numbers.
Oh.
Yeah. But at the same time, how many times can you lead a game by 43 points and lose by 4 goals? How many times can it happen? Now, for the rest of the league, one of the funniest things of a weekend that we get, another, calamitous Blues
a Carlton
defeat.
capitulation.
Yeah, I mean, it is satiating if you're not, a part of the Blue Army.
Did you see the footage of Andy Marr on Carlton radio?
Yeah, I did.
I think Andy's great. He's been great with TGC, and that's all real stuff that's happening. I'm sure Andy would agree that's funny.
Yeah, well, that's
not for him, but he understands.
It's Arsenal fan TV. Tune in when they lose.
But AFL people getting upset when they're already so solemn about their own game is funny, and especially watching people in the other commentary boxes laughing at them.
Yeah,
their time will come. Everyone's time will come. Comes, except in the case of the Bears, I suppose. They got cut.
Yeah. Or Essendon for the next little bit, I suggest.
So you wouldn't stick fat with they're the coach? You wouldn't stick fat with them? You'd swing the axe?
I'm getting into the realm of I'll speak about my mate Vossi, who I had breakfast with the other day when we were discussing the time of Kylie Minogue's appearance at the MCG come the last weekend of September.
Okay.
And I think it's getting into the realm of stick with him and you know what the results are going to be.
Do what you always did, get what you always got,
right?
Kind of stuff.
Yes.
The thing that bothers me about Michael Voss is he was a great player.
He's a great player,
and he just presents as an exceptionally reasonable, good man. I like what he says, and he just looks like a great guy, But the pendulum has to swing, which means the next person Carlton hire has to be an absolute psychopath, a sociopath, ideally at both levels. You know what I mean? It's too reasonable. Clearly, that's the mistake. That's the error. Would you stick fat with Brad Scott? I don't really care what happens with this.
Yeah. It's sort of because Blues fans feel like they should be a competitive side, and I think that's pretty reasonable. Whereas with the Bombers, it doesn't. I wouldn't say they've got the same list quality.
The problem is, like, as a Sydney side who's moved down here 15 years ago, like,
right.
I do retain memories of both sides in their pomp. Essendon a little later than Carlton, was probably latest was in the mid-90s kind of thing, whereas Essendon around the turn of the century, it was like, how's this team beatable? You don't beat them.
Right.
But what I'm missing is I'm assured by everyone who lives here that both clubs are an absolute fucking nightmare to deal with when their teams are winning.
Yeah.
And I want to see it.
Yeah.
That's how patronising I'm willing to be.
So
it's been so long since they've been able to be cunts.
Like when Ross Lyne's talking about St Kilda, let's say Ross Lyne. I'm a Gary Lyne, but I'm talking about Ross Lyne now. When he's speaking on behalf of St Kilda, I always like the way he speaks, but except I'm saying that patronisingly because that club is no threat of doing anything ever. So, you know, like I think he seems like a nice beer, Ross Lyon, you know what I mean? But
Does he? He seems the opposite of boss to me. He said something. He said something really interesting the other day, Ross Lyon. He was talking about St Kilda had just lost, but he said, if you want normal, you step the other side of this microphone, the other side of the fence on the ground, and you pursue mediocrity in your life. It's not our job to prepare them for scrutiny. We just support people. You choose being in the arena. And he says, what does he say? Like, the moment you don't handle the stress and anxiety, it's time to give it away. You've got to keep leaning into it. That's why it's AFL. It's high performance and it's abnormal. He's like, you know, when you're pursuing excellence, it's just, you can't be normal. You can't live a normal life anymore. And I think a lot of people are like, well, actually, you know, in 2026, athletes find their edge by creating balance in their lives. But like, I think Ross Lyon is right. I don't know if that's making me sound old, but I reckon if you want to get into that at that level, there has to be something a little off about you.
Yeah, I guess my my broader point with him specifically is like because St Kilda have been shit for ages, that when I listen to him, I'm just like, now he seems like a guy he's pretty relaxed about his role. He's inside the AFL, of course, and you know, I can listen to him, maybe learn a few things. Now, if he was representing my footy club, I'd be like, fucking hell, like can we just win some games? Because I'm not threatened by it. It's like, he's all right. Now, speaking of Carlton, people might recall the Carlton president, Luke Sayers, stepped down last year in January after a picture of his penis appeared on his Twitter account. He claimed his account had been hacked and was subsequently cleared of any wrongdoing following an investigation from the AFL Integrity Unit. But now, as part of a Supreme Court battle with his estranged wife, it's been reported by the Herald Sun that subpoenas are set to be issued for messages and emails from key AFL figures in the days after the scandal broke. The report states that there are sources close to the couple who believe the messages show that AFL officials were keen to accept Mr. Sayers' claim that his wife had posted the image. So, you know, I hope those people figure it all out, you know. But I guess what I'm saying is more bad news on the way for Carlton fans, I suspect, with a messy, legal battle involving a dick pic posted on Twitter.
I read in Joe Aston's publication that Sayers said that it was the picture in question was an image for medical purposes. Yeah, get his penis checked out,
and that's why they call him Dr. Sayers.
But then they checked if he actually did anything with that picture, and he's like, "Nah, it didn't go to any medical."
Well, not in the end.
Allegedly, I don't know. Add allegedly to everything.
Now, what about the just a general cost of living crisis? Of course, everyone's feeling the pinch, and but it could affect gather rounds, Pezza, because that's obviously on the way, and people cancelling their plans, heading over to Adelaide. A great weekend on the calendar for footy fans, but given that everything's so fucking expensive. Well,
hang on. How's Vlandis dealing with this in relation to Magic Round? Because I would back Vlandis to do a deal with the Ayatollah over Andrew Dillon, and isn't that the ultimate issue when it comes to the league AFL cockshow?
Who's sorting out
Strait of Hormuz? Yeah. Or as Tim Huey called it, the run it Strait of Hormuz.
Hormuz. Shout out our friend Muzz. Pez, the LA Rams, San Francisco 49ers, confirmed on the MCG. 10:30 a.m. September 11, I believe that game is. If you're going to circle that date in the calendar. Rams 49ers, MCG, 10:30 a.m. That's exciting. People will go along to that.
Keep off the square. I mean, yeah,
I guess.
Good.
Yeah.
So what are they? I guess they just there's no that's squarely in finals time, but obviously all good. Play on. Yep.
Play on. They figured it out.
Yeah. I'm calling this. I was like, has anyone realised this?
Yeah. Bunts must be amazing, I'd suggest.
Bunts.
Or a long-term play, I suspect. Should we talk about rugby league, Pezza?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, obviously the news that everyone's had their fair share. Had that crack on, but trouble down in the peninsula. Trouble in Brookvale.
I'm keen on your views on this.
Seabold gone.
Seabs.
Kieran Foran in. Manly have sacked that coach 3 games in. After giving him a 2-year deal. They gave him a 2-year deal, 3 games. I think that'll do. That game, actually the last week down in Brookvale, crazy scenes because leading into that game against the Roosters, it was the return of Daly Cherry Evans after spending so many successful years at Brookvale. I think it was James Maloney suggested that he should be booed. Amongst there was other calls for it, but he was one of them. Said that the fans should boo Cherry Evans, and then by the end of the game, fans were booing Seabold. Of course, about 24 hours later, ish, he had lost his job, and Kieran Foran, who'd been brought in this year, is to replace him. And he said that he was as surprised as anyone. He asked the chairman, "Are you sure?" So that fills everyone with confidence, I suspect. But that was also in the midst of this unbelievable storm that hit Brookvale, where they actually there was a power outage. There was fucking floods on the field. It was a horrendous scene. So all looking pretty good for the boys down in Manly. They've been pumped 3 games from 3, have had a draw, so 2 points on the board. It's not all bad news. But when Manly lost their opening game against Newcastle in quite calamitous circumstances, of course, Newcastle flying despite a couple of injuries themselves. But it's all gone pretty bad. And when you look at like Manly's squad and players they can put out in the park, it's like that's a much better team than 0-3 with a couple of games played at home as well.
Fuck. Well, Siebes was in trouble when he was meditating on the Corso with his rig out. You know, that was when, and like I know that was part of his brand. We say this with Voss. Voss is a nice guy, looks great in the polo, puts up great numbers. His playing career, he's carrying the can a lot, and he's in charge of a basket case. Now, Siebes came in, his brand is a little bit more like left of center. You know, I have philosophies, I have ideologies, I've studied at places that are not normally inhabited by rugby league types, right? And it was like, can I put my professorial kind of brand over the top of this? Well, the answer is no. He couldn't, and no club knows how to turn on people like Manly. Manly knows how to fuck people out of there and swing the pendulum back to needing a Manly man in. And that's always a thing, and that's it's the Insular Peninsula.
So we get a Kiwi in. Well, it's one road in, one road out. You know, that's one of the great things about Manly. That's one of its strengths. You know what I mean?
But that's what I mean. Perhaps you can enlighten us a little bit more on this. But like, there's a big feel around the peninsula of like, we just need a Manly man back in. You know, and I just wonder with Foran, who's in the Benji Marshall mold. Really, it's just like he was a good player for us. Yeah, and he makes us feel good, and he is Manly, Kieran Foran.
Look, it is going to help him, but he's played with half the guys in the team. Now it's down to a respect element. Now he has won a premiership, of course, with Manly. Benji Marshall was West Tigers more than Foran is Manly. Do you know what I mean? But there is an element of
a
like
5-year deal now. Yeah, there was a bit of a boardroom scuffle and he got 5 years out of it.
But there is an element of like, fuck, Seabold like meditating in the sun on the Corso. That's certainly an optic. Now that's going to need to provide results immediately, and it didn't. They were shit last year. They've been shit this year so far, and so now it's like
that optic needed a fast start.
Fuck, Foran is very good looking.
That's what I was going to say. Is he too good looking to be a coach? To be coach at this time?
Well, I mean, the answer is, of course, yes.
And it's a tough one for Foran to decide if he likes it or not as well. I'm not that, yeah. I don't know. There was an email that came in for you, if I could read this. Here goes. Okay. So congrats and welcome back. Here goes. And some Anthony Seabold musings from Josh. Boys, congrats and welcome back. Here goes. I imagine your cup is full and your priorities have changed. Unfortunately, you're once again responding to fuckheads on the internet about inane shit that keeps them occupied on the weekends and off the streets. On to brass tacks. Anthony Seabold was sacked this week, which resulted in the Ewoks from Manly to Avalon singing Yub Nub and celebrating like the second Death Star was destroyed and Emperor Palpatine was thrown down a pit by Darth Vader. Is Seabold the emperor in this situation? Is new Manly CEO Jason King our Luke Skywalker and the Penn family Darth Vader turning back to the light side of the Force? I don't think Seabold was nefarious enough to be the emperor or be an emperor. All I know is that sometimes a loss to the Chooks at home can bring good things, even if it means DCE emerging victorious from a skirmish on Thursday night. While I respect Anthony's Macca's consumption ability, he simply wasn't what we needed at the Peninsula. Kind regards, Josh.
It's a really tricky one where, you know, in all professional sports, like I'm just extremely tempting to be like a get the fuck out of my club guy.
Yep.
You know, and I think that's you know, if you have lived anywhere near a beach, that can often permeate through society.
Yeah.
Now, like I'm not
Locals only.
I'm not a big like, you know, celebrate someone losing their job and how that affects
No.
their family and stuff like that. But I understand the sentiment of the question of being like, it's just time for someone
Yeah.
that gets it.
Yeah.
You know, someone that gets it.
Yeah. Well, and what do you, yeah. Well, I mean, this has been built over a long time at Manly. I mean, like when Manly has its back to the wall, the abrasiveness comes out, right?
Oh, it's quite ugly.
And it does. It can get ugly,
Yeah.
and then it's bred into the culture. I actually have this video, Chuck. I think we've got it there. This is from the mid-90s. You'll love the names involved here. But
Matthew, it's you.
this is pre-season. You seen this? Courtesy Timeless Rugby League.
Give him a dead set fucking hiding. I want you to be as spiteful and as nasty and as an aggressive and vindictive as you possibly can.
They're on their knees
Matthew,
about to punch each other.
for 30
In a
seconds,
three-man
you ball.
headlock.
Because this happens on the field, and whether you like it or not, those guys mean more than these guys mean. They're just going to put in as much as they can. Move in, headlocks together. Heads locked together. Righto. You two guys
Ridge.
don't give him 100% full flat on hiding. You guys
Just say,
go up
give
the
it,
rope
just-
and he gets
Yeah.
away with it.
You just have to punch each other in the head.
You don't
Just-
defend yourself
just the
as much as you
calmness of
possibly
the
can and put in a heart-girdling effort.
instruction.
You go up the ropes.
The heart curdling.
Give them support, fellas. They need it.
And then he just starts talking about punching their head.
Yeah.
Get into his head.
You work your life out. You work as hard as you can.
Give it to him,
Yeah.
Richie.
Yeah.
Knock his head off.
Mate,
That's Manly right now.
fucking oath. That's just outside the stain.
I think Two's just cop one. Jeff.
Fuck, I love Jeff Turvey. I mean, like that's that, like that. That was the exact era of like when I grew up. Like it was end of Cliffy Lyons era, beginning of like Terry Hill, Hopewadi, Cleary, Tuvey. Yeah, it was halcyon days. Sponsored by Pepsi. You know, it was a great jersey.
Interesting your name in Cleary there as well. You sort of played 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, he played 1 year.
Yeah,
Before
93. Went to the Bears.
And he ends up at the Warriors, didn't he?
And Roosters.
Yeah. I just remember it clearly. Anyway, yeah. Well, I think more of that stuff. You know, a bit of aggro. I guess we'll see. I think the Dolphins are up there on Thursday, and I think it's the first game of the. It's tomorrow night.
Okay.
So and Dolphins playing okay. So you know, it'll be interesting to see. But you know, it could be a new dad bounce as I'm experiencing, or it could be a new coach bounce. You know, you see less of that in football terms. You see a lot in you see it in like Premier League stuff, like a new manager bounce.
Do you get the impression that like Kieran Foran can go toe to toe with other NRL coaches as a coach? He doesn't strike me as having that vibe. He strikes me as a fucking ripper bloke and probably has a great rugby league brain.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm not. It's hard for me to see him as a head coach, particularly when he says, "Are you sure you want to hire me?"
Yeah, that's right. I think we might be seeing, if they play well in the next couple of weeks, we might be seeing how bad it got under the previous coach, if it sort of frees them up in some capacity. But I mean, yeah.
We got Gus as well. Gus is getting involved on Twitter.
Okay.
This week, yeah. So just astronomy vibes.
Yep.
About black holes and stuff. If you fell into a black hole, something unbelievable would happen. While you feel like you're falling normally, the rest of the world would start racing. A universe would start racing forward in time. Stars.
That's right.
Born and die galaxies. And then Gus quote tweet, quote repost. How do you know this?
Yeah.
So, which is a fair question as well. So,
Can I speak? Speaking of Manly legends, I got fed something on Facebook the other day. Manly and indeed North's legends. Martin Bella is doing some. He's doing some pieces to camera now. He's talking about the Iran war.
Yeah.
Are you getting fed the
Yeah,
same stuff?
he's good though.
He's good.
Marty
yeah.
Bella's good.
So he's wearing like a workman's like rugged
Yep.
shirt, and he's just doing a piece of camera.
And his nails are painted. Genuine.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
By his grandkids.
Oh, okay.
He was always a really bright guy, Martin Bella.
He's very erudite,
Yeah.
but in a gruff sort of sense, and I really like it. I liked what he was saying.
He was known as a really intelligent guy when he was playing as well.
Oh, okay.
Bella. Yeah, but
played for the Dogs as well.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, that was after Manly. So
Yeah.
North Manly Dog. North Queensland as well.
North
I wanna say.
Queensland. Yep. Yep.
Feels good.
Mm.
Feels good, that stuff.
Mm.
But I mean, Panthers, Tigers, Knights looking good.
Yeah.
Tigers massive win over New Zealand on Thursday night over there in Warrior Land. Friday night, and is the lid off at Campbelltown?
Oh fuck! I mean,
Concord and Campbelltown. They're 2-1.
Fool me once. I guess it was exciting last year, but would they be appreciating that Lockie Galvin's obviously doing great things with the Dogs, and they're thinking about moving him out of 7?
Yeah. Gus and Joey had some a little bit of a tiff on air when Joey was talking about the number that you wear on your back and it mattering, that just knowing the number you're wearing, and Gus was almost losing it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter what's on your back. And a lot of people interpret that as I guess that's Galvin stuff.
Okay, yeah.
That's
13, is it? 13?
Yeah. Interesting.
Can I just pair in some rugby news, to use a Melbourneism? Zach Lomax looks like he's going to kick off his rugby career, Super Rugby career this weekend. Saturday night, I think, against the Queensland Reds, or debuting for the Western Force. So I guess we'll know if he knows the rules come Saturday night.
We'll find out. Yeah. Huey was saying of rugby league guys tend to struggle with technicalities at the best of times, and that Zach Lomax of all league players has the longest 1,000-yard stare. So he's looking forward to seeing how he went. And he's at the rugby wrap. The Waratahs got up, didn't they? They beat the Brumbies by a couple of points.
I can honestly say I do not know, which is a shame for me, and indeed rugby fans listening to this show. My apologies. Anything else in rugby league land for you, please?
No, that's all I've got for league.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Well, I want to thank today's sponsor of the show, Kayo. You might have heard of them. Kayo Sports to some. And just like that, we're up to round 4 of the AFL season. And that can only mean one thing, Pezza. The Easter long weekend is here with wall-to-wall footy action across a massive 5 days, including some of the biggest rivalry matchups of the season. Now, what about Super Saturday? Richmond, Port, West Coast, Sydney. Wouldn't say that's a particularly strong rivalry round, but you can watch both Super Saturday games exclusively live on Fox Footy, included with Kayo. What's happening Thursday night? Brisbane, Collingwood. That's going to be exciting. Good Friday, we've got North Carlton. That's a watch. North have already won a couple of games. Crows, Fremantle on Good Friday. Sunday, Arvo, and night, you got Melbourne against the Gold Coast. You got Dogs against the Dons. And then Easter Monday, Hawthorn against Geelong. Remember, the only place you can watch every match of every round live with no ad breaks during play is Fox Footy, available on Kayo.
And a shout out to our dear friends at NordVPN as well. Here goes. Where if you utilize this virtual private network, this VPN, if you will, which is happening at the same time as you are holding a device that is listening to you. You say holiday, you say seductress, you say temptress, you say beef ragu.
Often in the same sentence.
Ramen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Graham Rummans.
That's a different thing.
That's a different thing. Yeah. Your phone's listening to you,
Yeah, it
right?
is,
And then it's building your algo accordingly.
Yeah.
Now get NordVPN hooked up to you. Hook yourself up to
intravenously.
NordVPN, intravenously.
Yeah.
And your algo isn't all over you.
Okay.
Is it like a rash? You can grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/thecircus to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan, plus 4 additional months on top. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
Well, if you don't have access to a VPN by now in the year 2026, fucking grow up.
Yep.
Okay? Grow up. Tiger Woods flipped his car.
Which time? He's well. I mean, he's
safe. Everyone is okay.
Well, he's not well.
He's not well. He's
not sick, but he's not well.
Yeah, indeed. He's released a statement today via his Twitter saying that he's going to seek treatment. There was some speculation because he played in the TGL, which is the golf simulator league, which I think is in Florida. But he played in that. I think he had maybe half a dozen, 10 shots, something like that. So he was back. There was a few whispers of is he going to play for them? Is he going to play in the Masters, which starts next Thursday? Well, the actual first round's next Thursday. It's Masters week starting next week. They do the short par 3 tournament and stuff like that. But earlier in the week, but so there was some speculation, and then this happens, and then he's taken some time away from golf. He said he's going to seek some treatment, but this is there's a combination of a lot of golf fans are feeling extremely angry, let down. A lot of sadness around this because it's it feels very much like Never Meet Your Heroes. I think what's come out of this, which I certainly wasn't aware of beforehand, that it's just he's an addict. He is addicted to medication. He had 2 pills in his pocket when he flipped his car this time. He's done for DUI, which is driving under impairment. Blue 000 back at the station. There's no alcohol in his system, but you look at the. You can even just look at the mugshot photo, and he's quite clearly impaired. Would be one description. In 2017, he had a DUI. He was under again pain medication, and he had marijuana in his system as well. Pretty dangerous combination. And we thought to be jumping behind the old wheel there. This is the 4th time he's crashed his car. In 2021, he nearly died, and he also nearly very much lost his leg, which was pretty much more or less the end of his very competitive golfing career. In 2019, he won the Masters, one of the greatest comebacks in all sports history. But in 2009 was his first car accident. That was the same time when all of his infidelity came out. 2017 DUI, 2021 flipped his car, nearly died. 2026 under the influence again, flips his car again. Mate, this guy is 50 years old and he's driving impaired. It's indefensible. And so you feel angry and you feel let down if you're a golf fan because this guy is golf. He is the reason why he's part of the reason why it's exploded in the last couple of years. Not the only reason, just part of it. He is in the conversation for one of the greatest athletes in the living generation across all sports. But he's just a fucking 50-year-old guy that's flipped his car a couple of times, and it's mate, fucking grow up. But it's sad because he's addicted to painkillers quite clearly because he's had so many injuries. He had about 7 or 8 back surgeries. As I said, in 2021, nearly lost his leg. And it's this is very much like Never Met Your Heroes territory. You know what I mean? Because you can idolize someone for what they've done to a sport, or you love watching the highlights, even if you're not a golf fan. The Tiger Woods highlights are fucking goated, and that's great. But it's also mate, what is going on with this bloke?
I think, the last sentence kind of sums it up, doesn't it? I mean, you're a golf fan. I like golf. You don't you didn't read it and feel let down, did you? You're a grown-ass man.
Tiger, you've let me down this time.
Man, he's a sports guy he's got flaws and probably some pain in his life that we have no idea about.
Yeah.
And he's in trouble. I hope he gets better. He's got some fucking great highlights, and he didn't know how to pick up birds. And he's that's right. Tiger to me.
Yeah.
That great story with Jordan when he's like, how do I pick up birds? I think birds is the word they use, actually.
How do you meet women?
How do you meet?
You're Tiger Woods. Yeah.
I mean, that's just the part of the tapestry of the story. You know? I mean, I'm always with Tiger. I'm just interested in if he's back somehow.
Oh, well, of course.
If he's ever back, because greatest ever. Can you play golf? I'd like you for the sport thing you do. The other stuff, I can't relate to it. I mean, he's fucking Tiger Woods. I don't know.
But at the same time, because this is now the 4th time it's happened, and the 2nd time he's literally flipped his. No, it's the 3rd time he's flipped his car upside down.
How the fuck do you flip your car?
Mate, at some point,
how bad
mate,
do you have to get it?
You're a billionaire, and you're 50, and you are driving impaired. At some point, isn't anyone saying this is that's 4 times he's been caught. He would have done this fucking 300 times.
Yeah.
And at some point, he's going to kill himself or someone else.
Yeah.
And at some point, it's like, mate, get a driver. They just fucking, someone else drive your car for you. I suppose that's not the real issue, though, is it? The real issue is that he's, flawed like we all are. Anyway, the Masters starts next week, and I got to tell you, Pezza, I'm fucking pumped for that. Okay. I watch a lot of live golf, but Masters is something that I personally really enjoy. I'll get up earlier than usual for it. A little bit tricky recently with the old sleep schedule there, but yeah, pumped for that. Just like you turn it on, the sound of the broadcast with CBS. Is it CBS or NBC? Well, fuck that up. Like you just get the beautiful spring weather in Georgia, Augusta there, and like the famous holes and all the history there. It's great. It's great. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the Masters. Anyway, it starts next week. I'm pumped for that. Want to talk about football?
Yeah, I do. I just on that we talked. We're actually we were discussing this on Patreon, where we were talking about like what the biggest gap was between the professionals and the and punters when it comes to sports. You were talking about golf.
Yes.
Someone did volunteer. Like, I reckon if I drop you into a ring with Prime Tyson, there's a bit. There's gonna be.
Yeah, so
you're not gonna last long.
But people are getting confused with like the fear element and like the disparity in skill. Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, if I'm dropped on fucking Amen Corner, I'm probably not going to die.
Yeah.
At Augusta. Yeah.
Yeah, football.
Socceroos are good, or are they? It's hard to say. They beat Cameroon and Carashao.
Yeah, just to check on the enunciation, Chuck.
You were there last night, Chuck?
One to go. Yeah, I was there. I think it's Coruscant.
RP.
Something like that.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah.
Now, my big take, so they won 5-1 against them and they won 1-0 against Cameroon. Once again, Socceroos playing at home, good. Very good record. I'll tell you what I have not enjoyed. The away jersey last night was one of the worst things I've seen an Australian representative team don, and I wasn't pleased with it. Chuck, again, you were there. I'm going to throw you as the expert here.
Yeah, I had this opinion when it was like first released. When I saw it, it was just a bit like, But now that I've seen Alessandro Ciccati in it,
yeah,
as the Socceroos' future captain,
yeah,
I'm on board.
Oh, you're on board?
Yeah,
yeah, okay, because it's not the colours that like the Australian sports teams wear. I know, I appreciate it's a second jersey, so it has to be different from like the home, traditional gold of an Australian sports team. It's fucking like I don't know what it represents, other than just being different from gold.
Well, yeah, it apparently represents the sea and like the sunset. No, I've never seen a sunset of those colours. But it's just a bit confusing.
It is
the whole thing.
It is,
and it's like not a jersey that's going to look good on like a regular person, on like a professional athlete in the flesh.
Yeah,
looks great, but if Greg is in a 4XL down at the pub, he's not pulling it off the same.
I think that's also a lot with these, like with the current sports jerseys being like, skin tight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to be like in fucking incredible nick.
Yeah.
Just to, want to wear it down the street, down to the pub to have a couple of,
Yeah, you put your sports jersey on.
Yeah, $19 schooners.
Yes. And your $180 Socceroos jersey.
Let's be tidy. Was it an away jersey?
It's an away jersey.
Why are we?
Well, marketing purposes. It was in Melbourne last night.
I don't like that. I don't mind if it's a change strip.
Yeah.
That they're marketing.
Yep.
Right, but if that's their away jersey, I firmly and personally believe you are like forbidden from wearing that at a home game.
So maybe this is part of it because Vince Rigari wrote a piece for the Sydney Morning Herald a couple of days ago. And he said the nature of the public's transactional relationship with this team, whilst also saying, how they play so well at home. These players that play for the Socceroos, they love playing for the Socceroos. They get very excited to get into camp for Australia. We're excited about that. The team's done really well. Great run 4 years ago in the World Cup, but what about in between? Uber passionate once every 4 years and too casual in between. There was 23,000 fans turned up to watch them against Cameroon the other night. I'm not sure how many there were with Chuck last night at Amy Park.
Yeah, 16 and a half.
16 and a half. Yeah. Now, of course, we see that. We compare that with the marketing power of the Matildas during the Asia Cup, where there was, 80,000 people at Stadium Australia there the other night against Japan for the final. It's just these were the farewell games before we send our boys off to the United States of America.
Was this a send-off game?
Send-off games.
I was going to talk about different types of international fixtures and why that might impact.
Totally understand that those be like the dead rubbers, but these were the send-off games.
It's a tough school, I mean, I take Vince's point, by the way, and I think that conception of Australian football fandom is true, but relative to the rest of the world. But like when I hear, 23,000 people went to see them play against Cameroon. Like if the state, this is going to sound super dumb, and maybe it is. It's a high chance that it is. But if the ground is smaller and it looks full, I'm kind of taking that. Like people have so much fucking competition for their businesses have so much competition for their attention on them. Midweek send off international football. 3 months before a World Cup
against Carachal.
Yeah, like a Cameroon good team, obviously, but like it's not it's just not easy to hook people in to lots of things. I don't know. Surely more people go to sports events now than they used to as well. I mean, I feel like across cricket, AFL, rugby league, probably soccer as well. The stadiums are way fuller than they used to be, and there used to be less entertainment around back then. Like people are getting marketed to all the time. We're getting fleeced. People want us to buy tickets to all these things.
Well, it's much cheaper now.
Yeah, and we have a live show coming up in Darwin, by the way, but anyway, haven't announced it yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Anyway, Australia play well in those games. Hard to tell. Because Cameroon not in the World Cup, and of course, Caracau are not either.
Well, we don't know how to say the name of the other team.
That does hurt.
How connected are we?
On a Monday, what's today? On a Tuesday night.
Yeah, we should know.
Turkey are the last team in Australia's World Cup group. Australia 27th in the world. The Socceroos 27th ranked in the world. They play the USA, who are 16th in the world, Paraguay, who are 40th, and Turkey getting in last night against, who do they beat?
Kosovo,
thank you. Turkey are 22nd in the world, so they'll play 16th, 40th, 22nd in the world.
I've seen harder groups.
Fucking no. Well, that's because there's 93 teams now in the World Cup.
Oh.
Now the big story actually came out this morning. Italy have failed to make the World Cup for the third time in a row. Bosnia Herzegovina did them on pens. I
don't like it.
I mean, a World Cup with Italy is just better.
Part of the furniture stuff for me, and style and everything, and the passion.
Mate, 3 World Cups, especially when they've opened it up to more teams.
2 world wars. Go on.
One thing you'll enjoy this though, Pezza, Japan beat England at Wembley, just in a friendly 1-0. But it's a watch for England, who obviously have not. I mean, it doesn't look like Thomas Tuchel is going to select Trent Alexander-Arnold in the World Cup squad. Just not going to select him.
Hey, I'm amazed that you said his full name. I just thought that he was known as Trent now.
He's just Trent. Yeah. I mean, that is the brand.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the back of his Madrid shirt. Just Trent.
Seriously?
I think so, yeah.
Well, I'm glad he's not getting picked then. Okay. Well, I don't like that really, because he's got class. But
yeah, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? There you go. There's a football wrap. You pleased with that, Chuck?
I got a couple football
items.
items.
Please. Sorry.
Firstly, shout out New Zealand football. April Fool's joke. Said they were changing their name to the All Black team from the All Whites.
Okay.
Probably the case for it, to be honest. But in 26. But and then just shout out to Oliver Brown who and his interview with Richard Keys through the week. I don't know if you caught this.
Yes, I did. Yes. Yes.
And not parody. Fantastic read.
Yeah.
I encourage anyone to do it. Just a little passage here. Keys saying, "For a long time I was persona non grata," he reflects. "I was left with a lot of very angry wives and I wasn't invited to much, if anything at all. I remember one Christmas day, the best Christmas of my life in fairness, when I sat with a bottle of champagne, a can of tuna, and I watched The Great Escape, Where Eagles Dare, and The Guns of Navarone. Back to back to back, 3 magnificent movies. Actually, I've wanted to do it many times since." I wish Richard Keys well. I wish everybody well.
Yeah.
It's probably difficult for his children to hear that his favourite Christmas was watching 3 movies back to back with a can of tuna. But,
Yeah.
you know, there it is.
He's now married to his daughter's best friend.
That Redknapp clip's goated.
Now, speaking of hanging around the back of it, not really at all. I want to talk about basketball. I want to talk about Andrew Bogut, one of Australia's finest exports in this particular field. Now, Bogut, who is, of course, a co-owner and assistant coach of the Sydney Kings, has taken aim at Adelaide 36ers owner Grant Kelly. It would be Grant Kelly because Adelaide
from there, yeah.
36ers. Grant Kelly during the NBL Championship Series, which the Kings lead 2-1. Bogut and Adelaide 36ers owner Grant Kelly clashed after the game with the reporting the pair had a heated exchange in the tunnel. Kelly said Bogut told him to get fucked, you fat fucking cunt. Now, the NBA champion further stoked the fire.
Code Sports reporting that.
That's Code Sports. That's Code Sports reporting that. Further stoked the fire after the Kings 106-93 winning Game 3 on Sunday, where Bogut posted on Instagram, "Nice to get back to the locker room unencumbered tonight in what one can only assume was a rush to major sponsor Hungry Jack's drive-through outlet." In February, of course, people will remember that Bogut also posted an image of Family Guy character Mr. Peter Griffin holding a basketball in an apparent reference to Grant Kelly.
We've got. You saw Bogut walking through the airport this morning.
Well, and then he was challenged by a press pack saying
in Adelaide.
Yeah. Do you think Grant Kelly?
I think we've got it. I think we just if you haven't seen this. Can't hear.
Just can't hear.
Yeah.
Are you very loud online but don't say anything?
I can't hear you.
Do you think Grant Kelly's fat?
Chat.
Fat. Like
Chat.
big, rotund.
What's that? Sorry? Can't hear you properly, sorry.
Do you want to take them off?
Now, Bogut is just one of the all-time coats. Let's just have it right.
Let's have that right. Yeah.
And
trouble finds him.
Yeah, he's a coat, and that was funny. They can coexist.
Yeah.
Simple as
and
that.
he played with Steph Curry, so that means he's Steph Curry.
NBL's fucking good, by the way. But yeah, Kings lead 36ers 2-1.
Yeah.
Now, do you know why Adelaide's called the 36ers, Ian?
I forget.
Chuck?
No.
36ers. It just struck me when you think about like a lot of the monikers of team. You're, a royal thing can be king, or you can be a weather system like the Storm, or just an animal, right? And I was like, 36ers. What the fuck is that? I don't need to swear gratuitously, but they're named such to commemorate the founding of the colony of South Australia, which was officially proclaimed on 28 December 1836. And they adopted this name following a merger of the Adelaide City Eagles and the West Adelaide Bearcats. And now that's a name. At the end of the 84 season to reflect local history. So 36ers is about the colony of South Australia in 1836.
Well, there has been talk recently about changing the name to the All Whites.
So just a little bit of trivia for you there. Boys, actually, a couple this week. Michael with Tasmanian Football Song, who'd have missed this.
I saw the song though, yeah.
Boys, do you know where I can find a new pair of eardrums after the Tassie Footy song came through on my pod at around 150 decibels?
Oh, Chuck's fucked up.
I know whatever they were singing was inaudible, but turning it up doesn't make 20-odd men who don't know the words to their song any more decipherable. Chuck, response? It's a Boys, actually.
Well, two responses. One, turn it down. If it's too loud, just turn it down.
So
I've never heard. Yeah.
So even though they don't know it's coming,
yeah.
Turn it down.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, after you get over the initial shock, turn it down.
Yeah.
I will say, after I did upload it, I saw a big peak in the audio file.
Right.
In Omni, and I did replace it with a smaller one. But if you watched on YouTube, you would have got your ear. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're like
assaulted,
if you're under a heavy back squat in the gym.
Yeah,
you're gonna get your legs blown out and your eardrums blown out. Is that what you're saying, Chuck?
But it could fire you up.
That's a good point.
After you get into the vibe of the song.
So are we accepting the Boys, actually, or is that just another sort of
Yeah, if the feedback is that it was really loud, then I will accept that.
Okay.
Well, that is the feedback, yeah.
Okay, yeah. It was fucking loud.
Two chats writes in, just titles it, boys.
Yeah.
Boys, cheer for the show while one of our dads is still on holiday. Hope he's well rested on return. Few fairly minor things. Good effort this week. One, Chucky, I'm disappointed in the lack of Wagga mention when discussing Pat Voss sledging Harry Petty and nearly throwing former Docker Ed Langdon over the fence at Optus. Hope TGC Towers show him his place of origin and any of his other activities with the appropriate respect now you've seen what he can do. Obviously, you're already well aware of what his captain is like as well.
Yeah, a proud Wagga export. His dad has fixed our dishwasher multiple times, so... Respect to Patrick and his father.
How many times do you need to fix your dishwasher?
A lot, yeah. You buy cheap, mate, you'll pay for
it. You buy cheap, you'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice?
At the same time, nothing lasts. Nothing lasts anymore.
Two, Pez, while I appreciate the sentiment that Kai Truan, good little player in Mark Waugh's voice, would be happy that there's some less competition for spots. Not sure a defensive mid centre back is competing for the wing attacking spots that Volpato and Segicic would have possibly been in the squad for. Yeah, because Dan's nephew is Kai Truan, and
got it.
We're talking about defectors. I'm like, well, that's good for Kai. I mean, it was off the cuff, and it wasn't tidy. It was messy, and I've been done. I have to cop.
He did play as like a right wing back last night, so it's not far off it.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, wing attack. Okay, all right. Oh, I'm withdrawing what I said before.
Yeah, please
suck my dick, two chats. Three. While I'm here, find it interesting you went for the non-sponsored generic name of Perth Rectangular Stadium instead of HBF Park. Good stuff. Don't promote HBF until you get some bunts from them. Cheers, two chats. Yeah, they were little things, weren't they? Football Australia HQ from A. Dear Sam and others, FYI only. Understand you intend to march on Football Australia HQ with flares following the Matildas' loss to Japan on Saturday. Admirable commitment to the bit. However, a slight issue in that there appears to be some uncertainty as to where you're actually marching. We're just saying, like, where is Football Australia HQ? Would you know, top of head?
Well, clearly not, no.
Football Australia's head office has been located in the Burrawongal stand at the Sydney Cricket Ground since around mid-2024, formerly the Sydney Swans HQ. I appreciate this may come as news despite your attendance at the New Year's tests in January 2025 and 2026. In fairness, if your time was primarily spent in the media centre, brackets must be nice, it's conceivable you missed the fairly prominent Football Australia signage outside Gate C, best A.
Well, now that they say that, I actually do remember we were outside there doing something outside that exact spot, and we pointed to that and be like, that's there now. Do you remember that?
No.
Yeah. It happened.
Oh, I believe you.
Trust me.
I believe you. Yeah, I mean, and it is conceivable we'd miss it if we're sort of working for another spot on the ground. Andrew says, engineers v trades and engineers v quote-unquote engineers.
Okay.
Boys, firstly, most trades talking shit about engineers are too incompetent to be playing with Lego Duplo, let alone contributing to the built environ. Remember that these guys in the least 79 series Land Cruisers and Ranger Raptors talking about how much money they have fleeced from pensioners for basic repairs have only completed school up to where science was still learning about when water freezes, it becomes ice. Secondly, anyone calling themselves an engineer who has not completed a 4-year Bachelor's of Engineering degree is not an engineer, and they rightfully receive the fringe 4th grader treatment. Quote, fetch the drawings from the printer for me, will you, muscles? Love your work, boys. Congrats, Higgos. Regards, a disgruntled engineer. P.S. Those cretins that sneak into the bachelor's via an associate's degree are also to be kept at least at arm's length. That's boys actually for this week.
I think gatekeeping is an important part of all.
Yes.
Gatekeeping is an important part of all careers, really. Otherwise,
what's the point?
Lest it diminishes your own, achievements.
What's the point of building a career if you can't gatekeep it?
Fucking
and
oath.
gatekeep people from the thing that you've built.
Fucking oath.
don't know. That's dumb.
Thank you very much for your well wishes for my news. And Pezza, well done.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Charlie, well done.
Thank you.
And well done to you. When we see you guys on the circus next week. Goodbye.